I'm going to translate to over a dozen other organizations. So the impact, when Thoughts and Mace wants to do an impact evaluation of the effect and influence of what you've done here, it's going to be beyond just the sitting here. It's going to have like a big ripple. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everyone on the team, from to Joy, to Vincent, to our comms guy, our cameraman, and the Michele. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deji. I would like to also have Mr. Beni talk to us.
Thank you. Good evening. The thing for me about this meeting is sustainability. Sustainability is my DNA. My name is Jaibo. What the full name of my name is, you enjoy life in such a way as to need some for those coming behind you. So that's my name. So anything about about longevity, legacy, always gives me, they give me fascination. When I had the opportunity of going overseas and seeing law firms that were in existence for 75 years, 100 years, those were things of interest to me. When I see non-profit organizations that are in existence for 200 years, and I look at a place like Japan, where you have over 50,000 companies that are over 100 years old. And I look around and I'm asking, how old will the oldest NGO in Nigeria be? But coming here and talking about systemic issues, talking about infrastructure for longevity, having a solid funding base that would outlive the founders, outlive the current managers. Those are things that really excite me, and I'm grateful to the organizers for helping us to think beyond now, because the way the non-profit sector works for most part is as if it is an art. But when we are able to create systems, then NGO work will become a science. So when you have a pipeline of funding and you have it as a system, then that organization is likely to live for 50 years, for 100 years. And so when we are talking about sustainability, I mean, that's the most exciting part for me, that if we do more of this, then we can talk of, then there's a legacy we can leave behind. Then organizations will not die with the founders. Organizations will not die with their best stars, because everything has become a system. So I'm grateful to the organizers for inviting us and giving us this platform to begin to leave a legacy in this sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's only right to give young people in the room some voice, and we'll have Angela talk to us.
Quite an interesting intro, Vincent. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say, a lot has already been said, really, so it would be me watering it down to just try and top all of that. Instead, I'll be directing my remarks to everyone else, really, every other person here who is in the room, all the participants. Thank you so much for bringing in your A game, for being vulnerable, because there are certain things that were shared that, I mean, the space is known to be somewhat competitive. So you really wouldn't say some of these things. You keep those things close to your chest. So I want to say thank you all for being vulnerable, for participating as wholeheartedly as you all have. And I have learned so much. And I also hope that you all have learned one or two things from me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That applause didn't sound very... Thank you so much. So, as you know, the Igbo culture boasts rich history that many people who are not Igbos, even some people who are Igbos, do not understand the depth of our culture that has influenced people even beyond the country. So we would be having Ifoma Namane come talk to us about the Igbo people. Who are we? Make a round of applause for Ifoma Namane.
Thank you, Vincent. Good evening, everyone. It's so lovely to see some of us again. So I saw some of you earlier today when you visited the Center for Memories where I work, and it's such an honor to be here amongst you and also to be addressing you tonight. So Vincent said my job is to talk to you about the whole history and culture, and I feel like it's such a daunting task for me to do. I mean, that would be like trying to compress the ocean into a small bottle and then package it in a small bottle and then give it out. But I'll try to do the much that I can. So thank you once again. Just like he said, so the Igbo people are people very rich in culture. We have a very rich cultural heritage. And I want to clarify something first for some who are not very familiar. So for us, the people are called the Igbo people, Ndi Igbo. The language also is Igbo. The land is called Ali Igbo, it's also Igbo. So just to clarify that, because we often get that confusion where people say, oh, I thought the language is Igbo and then the people is Igbo. So everything is Igbo. So it's Igbo language, it's Igbo land, it's the Igbo people, all right? Now, for people who are not very familiar with the people, with the culture, I'm going to just say something very generic. So I'm sure in your line of work, you've had opportunity to interact with maybe one or two Igbo people, and you have your stereotypes and you have your thoughts about the people. I'm sure if I start asking everybody in the room what they think about Igbo people, I will get like 1,000 answers. But then it's also very important to understand why some of the things, maybe some people say, oh, Igbo people, they are so loud, Igbo people, they love money, Igbo people, they are domineering. But then when you understand why some of the things are, then it helps you to appreciate these people, right? Okay, so a bit of a generic information about the Igbos. Of course, all of us know Igbos are the third largest ethnic group in Nigeria, and they could be found primarily in the 5 eastern states in the country and some parts of Delta and also rivers. But then Igbos are also found in almost all the states across Nigeria and even in diaspora. Have you ever wondered why that is so? Igbo people have a principle called the principle of Njepo. Njepo means to go out, to explore, adventure. So at our DNA, at the heart of who we are as Igbo people, is that need to venture out, to go out. There is a saying amongst the Igbo people that you don't stand at a spot to look at the masquerade. Sometimes you change position. So if you're not seeing very well, you change position in order to see. There's also another saying, the traveler is wiser than the gray-haired. So what it means is that the one who has ventured out, the one who has traveled, the one who has explored, who has had opportunity to meet and interact with people, you have more experience. You have more exposure than the gray-haired man who has lived in one place for the entirety of his life. And that influences why that is at the core of why the Igbo people are always traveling out, they're always moving from one place to another in search of greener pastures. But at the same time, as they are traveling, they carry their culture with them, they carry who they are with them. But then when they get to their host community, when they get to these new places, they also assimilate and they take roots, right? They make wherever they find themselves home, right? And they try to invest in those new places. So that is at the heart of who we are as Igbo people. Another aspect, another principle that Igbo people are also known for is a sense of community, right? For some of you that visit, I talked about the principle of Unyang and Awanne, leave no one behind. It's also at the heart of who we are as a people. Chinua Achebe said something in his book. He said, when we gather, like we gather here today, when we gather under the moonlight, when we leave our different houses to come to the village square, to sit under the tree and tell stories and share a meal and exchange our experiences. It's not because we each cannot see the moon from our different houses, but because it's important, it's lovely, it's nice for brothers to come together. And it is at the heart of who we are as Igbo people. That sense of community, that sense of carrying everybody along, leaving no one behind. It's why every Christmas you see Igbo people running home. We have to go home for Christmas. It's not because we cannot celebrate Christmas where we are, but that is probably the chance that many people get to be together as a community, as a family, and deliberate on how to move their communities forward. Then another thing that I want to speak on, because I mean, capturing the depth of who we are, Igbo people, is such a daunting task that I'm trying to focus on, just the things that are very important. Now, I want to look at the principle of, resilience. So when we say it, I know people, it sounds almost so cliche, but we are a people that have been through hell and back. We've been through fire and we've been back. In more recent history, for those of you that visited the center, you saw the exhibition on the Nigeria-Biafra War, and you saw what the Igbo people went through during that period. We are very familiar with losing it all and having to start all over again, but then we never give up. And it's at the heart of who we are as a people. You have Igbo businessmen, sometimes you hear stories like, oh, they lost their goods, the container fell in the sea and they lost everything. Or there's a fire outbreak in the market and a man loses all his goods and all that. He doesn't give up. Remember the principle, for those of you that visited, of Anubalata Echibunta, you live to fight another day, you don't give up. Perseverance, it's at the heart of who we are, it's Igbo people. So this night, just with these few points, I hope that next time that you meet an Igbo person, you would appreciate, why he is the way he is. It's because of what he's been through, where he's coming from, the experiences that he's had, and those principles that guide the way they live their lives. And that's why sometimes they do some of the things that they do. That's why you find them everywhere. That's why it seems like they are domineering, they are dominating. That's why it seems like they are loud. I mean, if you've been through what they've been through, you too will also be very loud and very proud. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ifama, for that captivating and insightful presentation. Vibrant rhythms, Igbo culture. Dance showcases beauty and spirit of our heritage. And we would like to invite Otobeze Cultural Dance Group.
Doctor,
Thank you so much. I enjoyed myself. I can imagine that all of you did. Let's get food. It's very important. So let's get food. We can go to my just get food, and we come back while we listen to beautiful poem that been written by a very special guest of ours. Thank you. So we can just go and be getting the food, come back to the table. Thank you. Okay, let's start.
You can't move my phone.
It was the most. No kind of fire. So the most. No, what is the play now? Just drop 3.